Alright, well, we're actually done for the time being. I'm just gonna kind of let this go for a second. Now, everything we recorded, I'm going to chop up and make individual episodes out of. So if you guys want to come and check back later and see different parts, feel free. But I think at this point we'll just kind of, wind down a little bit. We'll talk a little bit, answer some, do some Q&A if you guys got any questions or anything for me. I do remember one of you said, something along the lines of, you have a nice voice, you'd make a good voice actor. I don't know if you're still around. Who said that? Black Mask or Black Death or something like that? Well, whoever it was, thank you. Black Heart said that. Thank you. I really appreciate that because I have a lot of respect and admiration for voice actors. Although one of you said something like, Green has good range. That's a dirty lie. That is a damn dirty lie. I do not have good range at all. I do kind of like to screw around and try to do different voices if I'm in a game where I think it's appropriate. Like if I'm voicing if I'm doing a voice and I'm trying to do a female character, I try to be more like very calm and very reassuring and very even toned. Sort of like I'm trying to keep somebody calm. That's not always the voice I take. Like I think when I did my Final Fantasy VII playthrough, that's kind of the way I spoke as Aerith. I was kind of very low-key, very calm. When I tried to do Yuffie, I tried to be a little more high energy and a little more confrontational. When I did Barrett, I just tried to do a Mr. T impression. It was awful. But I'll screw around like that sometimes.
Look, I'm sorry I bothered you, okay?
Frank Welker is the king of voice acting.
Are you listening?
Frank Welker is the king of voice acting. June Foray is the queen. Scott McNeil is the voice of the people. And Charles Adler is the court jester. Oh yeah, Jimmy Cummings is fantastic too. Like, if you look up like Frank Welker's IMDb or Jim Cummings, these guys are everywhere. And like they've done voices for characters that you would not expect. Like Jim Cummings is Winnie the Pooh, Tigger, Dr. Robotnik, and Darkwing Duck. Well, we tried to do that one time, Mega-san, with the Dungeons and Dragons games. That didn't turn out so well. But I think we could do that. Silent Hill. Well, Ash, I've actually already played through Silent Hill 1, 2, and 3. As far as I'm concerned, those are the only important ones. So, if you want to check me out playing those, feel free to check out my playlist. I've already done all 3 of them. I really don't want to do The Room. I don't like The Room. And I hate Homecoming. I abhor Homecoming. So I'm just never going to play that again. I have not played Downpour, but I've watched other people play Downpour, and I feel the same way about Homecoming as I do about Downpour.
You okay?
Origin, I don't... Like, Silent Hill Origins, I think is wholly unnecessary from a story perspective. And I think Travis's story is so dull and derivative. But as far as being a Silent Hill game, I liked it. I liked it as far as a game is concerned. It was like the most paint-by-numbers of the Silent Hill, like, fan fiction games. So that part I did like about it. I liked the gameplay. I liked playing it. But I didn't care about the story. I didn't care about Travis's tortured psyche. Ugh. And what was that? You want to see me play the first Parasite Eve? Well, you're in luck, because I've done a full playthrough of the first Parasite Eve. I've also done a full playthrough of the second Parasite Eve, and I'm in the middle of recording episodes of the bonus dungeon for Parasite Eve, where you go into the Chrysler building. No, Madrix, I completely disagree. I do not think The Room is a good game at all. I think it's a slodge to play through, and all that executive meddling ruined what could have been an otherwise fine story. And I hate the mechanics of The Room. I hate that golf swing combat mechanic. I do not like the hauntings of The Room. And the gunplay was awful. Haunting Grounds. Haunting Grounds is fun. Haunting Grounds is cool. I would give Haunting Grounds another shot. That might make a good Halloween time game. Because I do love horror-themed games. I especially like the survival horror genre. Well, sub-genre, but you get the same idea. Oh no, Zambambos! Siren. Oh man, Siren. Me and my buddies played Siren when it was first released. And we were into it. We wanted to try it out. And I don't know, I think I played it for maybe an hour or two. And I put it down and said, no more of this. I do not like Siren. Playing Siren is like trying to do your own dentistry. And you have to drive a hot spike through one of your teeth. But then every time you screw it up, you have to do it over again and drive another hot iron through your tooth. But okay, that's enough Resident Evil for the time being. Next week I do want to do Claire A, Leon B. No, I want to reset, thank you. But I also want to do Resident Evil 3. So I don't know, maybe next week we'll do a Resident Evil 3. And then after we do 3, I'll do Claire A, Leon B. I might do Claire A, Leon B on my own. I don't know. Although I've really been having fun doing these like 3 or 4 hour long streams on YouTube with all of you. I'm always interested in hearing suggestions. So if you guys know games you'd like to suggest or you'd like to see me play, feel free to mention it on the Facebook. Feel free to mention it in the YouTube chat. Even if I don't do a full playthrough, I might do a short look. Like a lot of times I'll do what's called What the Hell Am I Playing? Where I just take like maybe half an hour to look at a game. I also do a lot of games that I don't stream live. So, you know, always check out the channel and see if there's any games on there you want to look at. And while I don't have like a lot of the latest systems, like I don't have a PS1, I don't have an Xbox One, I don't have a PS4, I don't have a Switch or a Wii U. But I'm willing to check out games going back to like Atari. I still have my Atari. I can't hook it up to capture anything, but I still have it. And I love checking out obscure games and games that never came to the US. Like right now I'm playing through King Colossus on the Sega Genesis, which is a really awesome action RPG. And I think it's kind of a shame it never made it to the US. I played a Chinese bootleg game called Brave Battle Saga, and it was just like sprites and music and stuff ripped from other games that they kind of patchworked together. And that ended up being a pretty good RPG. Someone suggested that I played Lion King 2 on the Sega Genesis, which was also a Chinese bootleg. That ended up being a surprisingly good platformer, but that's not something I'd want to go back and ever play again. But yes, I think part of the fun of these live streams is being able to interact with you guys. So I'm always happy to do Q&As afterwards. Oh, that's right. I did a playthrough, not a playthrough, but I did a what the hell am I playing of Resident Evil 1.5, like the prototype of what 2 could have been. I'll put that up probably after I upload a bunch of episodes. After I upload a bunch of episodes of Resident Evil 2. And eventually we'll do 4th Survivor, we'll do Tofu Survivor, and we'll take a look at Extreme Battle Mode. I was thinking of playing Secret of Mana for the Super Nintendo. And that's a multiplayer game. So if I could find 2 people to join me for that, I'd be more than happy to do a playthrough of Secret of Mana on the Super Nintendo. Maybe I can get Mega-san and Top-kun to join me for that. I would also like to do the Resident Evil Outbreak games. And if we could somehow pull that off as multiplayer, that would be amazing. Alright, E.T. E.T. on the Atari is bad. It is bad. But that's more of programming problems and stuff like that. I've seen people sort of reprogram it so that it's much more playable. So it's still not a great game, but when all the programming errors are addressed, it's much more playable. Now what's this? Uriel's Chasm you want me to take a look at? Uriel's Chasm, huh? You said that was a PC game? Well, I'll look it up. Now, I also have Good Old Games and Steam. So every once in a while, I go through the free games and the demos to see what's on there. And I got a couple of things I'd like to play with you guys as well. I found an adventure game called Laura the Temptress that I'd like to take a look at. There was a couple of other things too. Actually, what is... I'm, on my own, I've been playing Dark Sun, Wake of the Ravager, because I would like to go through that again as a Let's Play. Do I detect Boston in your accent? No, I'm from New York. And even when I lived in New York, people would ask me if I was was I from Canada? Are you from somewhere else? And now that I live in South Carolina, everyone asks about my accent. And it's actually really fun. I kind of have fun sort of talking in my New Yorkese accent, saying things like coffee and Long Island. Because they light up. It's so fun the way they just kind of smile at the way I say things. Although my father is from Rhode Island, and he has I wouldn't say a particular way, but he sometimes has the ways he says things, and I might have picked it up some of that from him. Like for example, my father, when he says the letter H, he says H. So I think that I might have picked up little things like that from him. All right. Well, it's about 2 a.m. where I am right now. I'm not that tired. I'm still kind of feeling a little wired. I wouldn't mind playing another game. I do have a game on the back burner that I want to do more of. So let me ask you guys, how do you feel about maybe taking a 30-40 minute break and then doing another episode of What the Hell Am I Playing? Also taking sips of my green tea over here. Dark Alliance 2. I played the first one. I played that on PS2, though. And that was sort of like a Diablo kind of hack and slash game. It was fun to play with my friends, but it was more something to play with my friends. It was something I wouldn't really play on my own. Although, I kind of would like to play through Baldur's Gate again. But that might be something for the future, because that game is long and very dialogue heavy. Starbound, huh? I don't know Starbound. But I'll try to keep that in mind. Starbound and Uriel's Chasm. Well, I'll look into them. And if they look like fun, I might do a quick look at, like, what the hell am I playing? But if I really am liking the game, I might do a full playthrough. That happened a couple of times. I was going to do just quick looks at games. Like I just finished Final Lap Twin, which was a racing RPG, of all things, on the TurboGrafx 16. And that was just going to be a, what the hell am I playing? Play this racing game for half an hour. I ended up enjoying it so much that I played through the whole thing. And I did a full Let's Play of it. And it's up now if you guys want to see me be a really bad racer. Because I am not good at racing games. But it was fun. Let's see, I'm also in the middle of playing J-Star's Victory Versus for the PS3, which is kind of a fighting game. I'm not very good at that either, but it's kind of fun seeing all these different characters pop up and watching them interact with each other. Alright, well, that's enough rambling. I am going to end the stream here. And I'll come back probably in about 30 or 40 minutes. I want to move around a little bit. I want to stretch my bones out. Arale? I didn't meet Arale yet. But I did meet her father and I guess her brother, whatever that other little robot is. Alright. But that's going to do it for the stream for the time being. But if you guys want to come back later, say maybe in 30 or 40 minutes, we're going to take another look at another PS1 classic. It's not a classic, but it does have tank controls. See you in a little bit.